Wow. Okay, so I got this is a big video, I think. I haven't seen this anywhere else. So anyway, I have a big video today. So this is, watch through the intro because we're going to get to some interesting stuff. So we found Justin Trudeau. It turns out he wasn't hiding under his desk, I guess, and he's not in Gitmo. Evidently not under arrest, although I heard from 3 different people that he was implicated in a presidential assassination plot. And I thought I was like, tinfoil hat, guys. Okay, that's not where this video is going. That's not at all where this is going. Okay, so Justin's back, and he was asked questions about Saudi Arabia. And here's what he said.
The diplomatic dispute with Saudi Arabia, wanted to ask you whether you can confirm the reports that Saudi Arabia has ordered all assets that it holds, Canadian assets, be sold off.
Obviously, Canada will always stand up for our workers and our companies. We need to make sure that we're protecting Canadian interests in any situation. We continue to engage with the government of Saudi Arabia. The Minister of Foreign Affairs had a long conversation with their foreign minister yesterday, and diplomatic talks continue. But as the minister has said, and as we will repeat, Canada will always speak strongly and clearly in private and in public on questions of human rights.
So what options are on the table to resolve this?
We continue to engage diplomatically and politically with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have respect for their importance in the world and recognize that they have made progress on a number of important issues, but we will at the same time continue to speak clearly and firmly on issues of human rights at home and abroad, wherever we see the need. We have always had a positive and constructive relationship with countries around the world, while at the same time always making sure we're bringing up human rights concerns, because Canadians expect that, and indeed people around the world expect that leadership from Canada. We will continue, we will do so in a constructive and polite way, but we will also remain firm on standing up for human rights everywhere around the world.
Thank you, the Canadian press. Okay, so, I mean, arrogant and just out of touch. Okay, so we're standing firm in our response. Okay, here's kind of a breakdown of what Saudi Arabia has done. Since the Middle East Kingdom launched the dispute on Sunday evening over the tweet sent the week prior. I'm not sure that it was just over the tweet sent a week prior. That's what this video is about. Saudi Arabia has recalled its ambassador, expelled Canada's ambassador, frozen new business and trade, ordered Saudi students studying in Canada to go somewhere else, a different country, ordered Saudi citizens seeking medical care in Canada to go somewhere else, to a different country, blacklisted Canadian wheat and barley, ordered assets managers of their central bank and pension funds to dump Canadian assets no matter the cost. Okay, that's a big deal. That's not a tweet. That's not over a tweet. And I've got a lot more reason to think that. So welcome to 4chan, everyone. I know, roll your eyes, roll them hard. Link is in the description. And, well, here we go. I think I've made at least a few connections, enough connections that all we need is one more for the Canadian government to be connected to a company in Toronto. And we've got a really big problem. So, okay, this is what 4chan Anon posted yesterday, and I found it on MetaCanada on Reddit. That link is not in the description, but I will link to this 4chan post. So the original poster posted a picture, and I couldn't find the source, and I went looking, and I randomly found it this morning, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, there's something to this. And yeah, there's something to this. Okay, so I'm going to read this out loud. Anonymous Anon. You're stupid if you think that this is just because of a tweet. Here's what's going on the past 7 years till now, in short. Shady foreign organization named Somood Resistance settles in Saudi Arabia. That's what this video is going to focus on right now. Picked activists and teenagers interested in politics. Trained them for 3 months to become lean to the left. The left barely exists in Saudi Arabia due to Saudi society being tribal and conservative with strong family bonds, so they need to think of some plans. Raif Badawi's father called the police when he suspected his son to be with a group of extremists brainwashing his son. The organization and Raif were put under investigation and observed without them knowing. his father noticed that his son stayed outside for weeks, renting a room in a five-star hotel even though he didn't have a job. Rafe's sister was praised by media even though she only has an elementary school degree. Rafe was ordered to stir things up in the Saudi society, so he started making videos insulting Islam and Muhammad, which gave authorities the excuse to capture him at this time. The moment he was captured, all the media started talking about Rafe, which no one knew about before, and demanding his release. Saudi Arabia didn't listen to them and kept investigating with Rafe and observing the others in silence. The organization then forgot about Rafe and used other cards instead. Fast forward to 2015, a lot of insulting hashtags and groups started to surface, and no one knew the source of them. Hashtags demanding the ban of hijab, extreme feminism, and war against the male, using male as an insult, which is weird for a conservative society. It's weird for a non-conservative society too, and bothered everyone. Hashtags and accounts demanding for gay rights and trying to normalize homosexuality also surfaced every now and then. Still no one know the source of these groups. Okay, so that was posted on 4chan. I don't know, right? You look at that and you think, okay, maybe. So I said, what is this Somood? What's this Somood thing? I don't know what this Somood thing is, so I'm going to look into this. Let's pick a spot and see if we can get a scab off. All right, so Somood. So I looked it up and I found it in Google Books. Hey, look at that. There's a hit. Somood, Saudi Arabia. Fantastic. Hey, look at that. It says Resistance 2. Notice that somewhere. Yeah, it's here. In here somewhere. Somood Resistance. Yeah, it's highlighted. That's why I couldn't see it. So I was like, that's corroborating, right? Okay. And it gives me a name. Walid Abu Al-khair. Okay. And he named it Somood. All right, or Somood. And you can, links in the description. Check yourself. So, Walid, Saudi Arabia, 15 years for prominent activist. So this guy has a Saudi Arabian human rights company, it looks like, I guess. And his wife appears to be directly related, somehow, to Rafe. Okay, so that's I thought that was a little close. I was like, okay, so this guy who started the Somood organization has close ties to Rafe, which again corroborates this 4chan post, which, I mean, hey man, it could be a good troll, right? A good troll does his homework and does his research. So here's another in the same magazine article, again, link in the description, tying Rafe and our friend, here he is, Rafe and Abu is mentioned. This is about him getting an award. The Saudi courts convicted. Sorry, here it is. Walid Abu. Okay, same guy. Close ties to Rafe, been in prison, so on and so forth. Fast forward, not even fast forward. Here's his Wikipedia page. Okay. Okay. He's the founder of the Monitor for Human Rights in Saudi Arabia. That's where we're going next. An independent human rights organization founded in 2008. In December of that year, the Monitor site was blocked, resulting in being rebuilt on social networking site Facebook. However, in May 2009, this page was also blocked. In 2012, Walid registered and licensed the Monitor in the Canadian Ministry of Labour, becoming the first Saudi human rights organization to be licensed abroad. This is a Saudi human rights organization licensed in Canada? Huh, that's weird. Walid, this guy, I don't want to mispronounce your name, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, sir. I don't speak the language, and I'm going to mess it up, so I'm just going to skip it. This is what I'm talking about. Then sent a letter appealing to the deceased King Abdullah to allow recognition of the organization in Saudi Arabia. The royal court replied by transmitting the request to the Interior Ministry, blah, 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 blah. Hey, that looks familiar. Spelled a little differently. Thanks, Wikipedia editors. So, as the reaction to the authorities to shut down the Bridges Cafe, which was another outreach program, meeting point for Saudi youth to discuss several topics, I'm sure. In 2013, Abu Al-khair, I messed it up, started weekly gatherings in his living room, hosting a few dozen people, most of them politically engaged in the Saudi youth, from different backgrounds. Topics focused on political, religious, and human rights issues. In addition to cultural and intellectual subjects, Salon is named Somood. Somood. An Arabic word that can be translated as resistance or steadfastness. Okay, so, and Somood was attacked heavily. Okay, so, that's a little That's a little crazy, right? Sorry, this was just another article corroborating Rafe and Abu's connection. And oh, hold on a second. Sorry, I got my tabs out of order, and I thought I had something to say about that last one, but I didn't. So here's the final kind of piece de resistance. Here's the Monitor for Human Rights in Saudi Arabia. We are a privately held company in Toronto. So the last piece of the puzzle would be to connect Mr. Morneau, or not Morneau, sorry, Mr. Garneau, Mark Garneau, to this company, and we've got Canadian government directly meddling in Saudi Arabia using a Saudi citizen and a legal apparatus in Canada. Is that really, really messed up? Or is that just me? Welcome back, Justin Trudeau. You've got some questions to answer, dude.